Hey YouTube, this is Kevin with Cyber channel. I am back with a rewrite update. What I might be thinking of running in the WGP. Thinking of going to. First of all, just want to update you guys on what I've been doing lately. I'm in week 4 of my last semester of uni. A lot of stuff has been happening, a lot of studying and stuff. So apart from the kimono stuff, I have been had a lot on my plate. So yeah, for Vanguard, David and I got into set 11. So unfortunately, the case opening that we didn't turn out really well. Just technical issues, but we did pretty well on that. And also, I will be doing some stuff later in the weekend this week, so I have a little time snag. And then I'll do some kimono stuff shortly. So yeah, we'll go over the deck. So like, people might not be maybe not enthusiastic about good stuffs rewrite because how Japan is doing it. So however, I'm willing to explore new ways of playing this deck, and I believe that they found a way to break it just because of the archetypes in here. So on ahead of time, I apologize if my views are different than yours. So, and I've acknowledged everything that's been posted online. So yeah, we'll start with Forkatori. So for up to now, I believe your level 3s should have some kind of utility in this deck. So other than like you have the opinion of having blank killers or whatever for your level 3s, if you're not using Kotori, because if you're running the bar combo, then you obviously have filler level 3s, and this is my basis of utilizing my cards efficiently. So I guess in that sense, Japan, didn't kind of have that mentality, I guess, but who knows? I may be wrong, but I kind of feel like they wanted to get a lot, like operationalize the deck. So going with Forkatori, level 3s, and then 4 Shizuru, mainly because getting that blue in the clock is kind of hard. So kind of compensates for that. And like, sorry, and when you're trying to get the level 3 Lucia in the back row, you like aim to do that every game. So that's why I have this ratio, and then 3 of the Lucia's back rows. So up to now, I've been testing, and usually it's either going to be Shizuru or Kotori that ends up being the first blue to get leveled. So we don't have to worry about having the blue, like scrambling for a blue. So yeah, but some people may say like that's not really a problem. So yeah, I can acknowledge that too. So yeah, and then this deck focuses more on this Kotori, and more than likely a Shizuru might get in the level zone. So it depends how the deck rolls. So yeah, that's my level 3 lineup. Only level 2 is the bottom deck anti-reverse, level anti-change or level reverser Lucia. So yeah, I don't run any 2-1 counters. There's no need to. If you're running the bars, you obviously run the 2-1 Lucia, but I don't agree of running both in the deck, where some Japanese builds do. So yeah, level 1s, pretty simple here. The bread and butter, the level 1 Shizurus. I think getting tri-fielding is something you want to do every game. If your matchups call for it, maybe you have to side in, which is not a bad idea because you can get farmed easily. Oh, but I mean, just to be, or I mean, you know, like a con, just to say it as a con of doing that, you'll get farmed easily, but you know, they'll play into your counters if you prepare for that. Also, in this build, I think it's a lot more consistent to tri-field now, since I made a lot of changes. So, yeah, it's probably the focal point. And I only have one of these, so I only have one. These promo Lucias, pretty clutch. You can hand fix it with your Curse Lucia. You know, it's something I focus on. You know, get these level 1s into your hand early game. Next, our my level 0 lineup is my little 4 Curse standard. Probably one of the life-saving cards in this deck. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. So with this basis, I generally want to stock her early because when you play the for the 1-0, well, if you have like if you open multiples, then it might be wise to mulligan at least one, and then like stock charge these with the level 1-0 Shizuru, because you might not want to see this later in the game. And well, if we're saying the first Shizurus that you charge with, so yeah, because of my strategy, I usually charge blue cards for at least the third attack and afterwards, so we can efficiently fuel Kotori to get markers under her. Same as her. Now Amagi isn't really used to her fullest, so I'm only running her at 3, which is okay. The tap 1k is fine too. But it's kind of like, you know, it's just not a great card later in the game. So like you use it to get to your early deck, or get through your early deck, get what you need, and then just, you know, you don't really need this late. So that's why I'm only running at 3. 4 keys, obviously. I added this 4 brainstorms because you run Kotori, and this is the only way you can get her. And then, you know, because you're probably refreshing at level 1, you spam this when you compress, so you can consistently hit to get your Kotoris or whatever you need. Okay, so that's for my 4 ofs and 3 ofs. Running 2 of these Mill 2 drop searchers because being selective is good, and sometimes for some reason your level 1s are like near the bottom, because that happens, and sometimes you don't draw into your Rickies, and you have. Now on the contrast, I don't run the runners, so this is kind of like a controversial thing because getting stuck with this lineup isn't that isn't that efficient, especially if you're going second. That's what really hurts this deck, I believe. So yeah. And then 2 of the Scry 2s, or you Scry, yeah. Or you look at the top 2, and you put them back in any order, and then on attack you mill 1. If it's a level 0, you put it in the back row. So you pretty much do this just to get board presence, really. Obviously for your Brainstorm and your Magi. It's not a bad card. I think it's an option, really. But the real reason we're running this is Kotori, obviously. Now I've seen some builds that are in trouble of this promo, which is kind of okay, but just kind of overpriced, just for a mill 3. So yeah, I think you can go. These are 2 of my slots that are dedicated to have like a pseudo presence as this card, but you're milling 3, which is kind of good late game. When you are, well, that's not really a perfect situation where, you know, it doesn't happen all the time, but when you feel like you're putting back clean damage back in, you know, it's kind of good to have. And then lastly, the 1 Clock Bomb, just because I had 1 extra slot. Maybe we can go runner, or these 4 cards can turn into runners. That's like an option I haven't been contemplating. If you guys have any feedback on my level 0 lineup, I'll be happy to you know, read what you guys think. So yeah, events, we run 4 gloves, obviously. Made sure that I had space for these, and then 4 socks hole and 4 pants. So yeah, we are, I believe, it's like 20 something zeros, so we're very explosive because this is like I really like to have a Rize from Gachiusa, but you know, this is probably one of the best level 0 tandems in all of Weiss right now, and respectively it is in, and like these are like, these represent the volatility, versatility of the ceiling for this deck. So yeah, and I believe, you know, a lot of people have seen what this deck can do, or in general. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. If anything, if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to the 2 once and take out the Kotoris. So yeah, see you guys next time.